Hey guys, short video today about this MSI computer. It's a GP76 Leopard. The customer brought it in for cleanup, internal cleanup, which also means replacement of the thermal paste under the GPU and CPU. So since this is not a complicated process, I thought to show it to you how it's done. So we're gonna put the computer, turn it upside down, and we'll have to remove a couple screws, regular Phillips screws, so we get rid of the back case. By the way, all the screws are the same size, so don't worry if you mix and match or you don't remember where a particular screw came from. Okay, there is a factory seal over there on the side, which can kind of be removed with a bit of heat. I will try. I don't really care, it's not in the warranty, but nah, okay, never mind. Just gonna remove it altogether. If you're using a little bit of heat, you can successfully remove it. I don't really recommend you to service your own computer if the computer is still under warranty, but if you have to, that's the way you get this thing off without leaving any marks. Okay, so all the screws are removed, and I should be able to open the back. Hold on, am I trying the wrong place? No, I am not. Oh wow. Okay, so you have to find this part right here, and you go along. It has some plastic clips, especially if the computer was not used before, or was not open before. It might be a little bit hard to open it first, but take your time. Okay. Let's move on the other side. Okay. Let's see here on the back. Okay. Perfect. Let's see what's holding it up here. Okay, that's weird. The way this fella opens. yeah, that's the way it's opening, I guess. So yeah, you see the front one will come with this little piece here, right? Which is part of the palm rest. So this would be right here, that part, okay? Now that removed, let's proceed disconnecting the battery first, okay? Very important, remove the battery. Okay, battery, it's off. As you can see, there's quite a little bit of dust around the fans, okay? But let's open up the screws and see how the thermal paste looks like. We're gonna disconnect the two fans, 1, 2, okay? And let's see here, we have 2 screws on each fan. Okay. Now I get, if I would end up changing the thermal pads on this computer, I know many of you guys will ask, oh, what's the size of the thermal pads? Well, I have different size. I have a big thermal pads which I'm cutting, different sizes which I'm cutting as needed. I don't buy them, you know, based on the thickness. But even don't worry about if you get a too thick one. I mean, of course, if it's 0.5, I mean 5 millimeters or more thick, then it's not gonna do a good job. But if it's slightly thicker than the original one, I wouldn't worry about. Okay, so okay, we removed these screws and 2 screws on the fans. Okay, and this fella, you have to kind of move it like that because you have the thermal paste underneath, which is sticky. Okay, don't just pull up because you might bend the heatsink. Okay. Oof. Okay, so by the look of it, the thermal pads are in good shape. Just need the thermal paste removed, replaced. Actually, not removed. Well, removed and replaced. So let's see, we're gonna lose it a little bit. It's not in such a bad shape. I've seen worse. Okay, here don't use any kind of tool because right here you have quite a few caps, surface mounted caps. So you know, just go like this on the top and on the bottom here. You wanna just loosen this. Don't use metal. Okay, do not mess up the main board. Okay, clean up as much as I can with a napkin, and I'm gonna go with the alcohol. But let's pick that stuff up without mixing it with the thermal pads material. Never understood why they put so much thermal paste into these guys, to be honest with you. It's overkill. It is not needed. I'm gonna take a toothbrush, okay, just to scrape whatever is there on the side. Use plastic tool. Well, to be honest with you, this looks like it was open before and clean up because I see 2 layers of thermal paste, and whomever did it last, he didn't clean the previous one. I see a white and I see a gray one. So, hold on, I think it's a little bit too much light here. It reflects off the board. Okay. Now, okay. Now I'm gonna take this off the picture because I will have to put this down like that. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna do it right here so you guys see absolutely everything. I can use some napkins. Okay. So don't think that I'm doing I don't know what on the off the screen. So I'm just removing all the thermal paste, trying to keep it away from the thermal pads. Okay, if you have something like one of these splodgers to go around the die of the chip, right, like that, especially if the thermal paste is a little bit hardened. Okay, good. Now we're gonna take a napkin with some isopropyl alcohol just to clean the die of the chip. Okay. Perfect. We're gonna put this guy on the side and we're gonna clean the heatsink. Okay. You can use plastic here, nothing you can break. There's that. This we're just gonna scoop it kind of like this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because I don't really like how the GPU looks like, let's see. I'm sorry, not the. There we go. This guy right there. If we can feel the ridges here, I don't know if you can see it. It's not really smooth compared to this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to file it up a little bit. I'm gonna do that off screen. What I'm using wet sanding paper. I will start with 1000. I will show the result. So basically, start with 1000, go to 2000, and finish it to the 3000. That's gonna give it a little bit of a nice. It's gonna even it out. So let's see here. I'm gonna try to do it on the screen, but I don't know how much you can see. Okay, I got my 1000 right here. I just have to find a little piece of rubber, so I put this inside the rubber so it's easier. There we go. This can work. And let's apply a little bit of liquid. Okay. That's just water, okay? Just picking up all the debris. If you have a Dremel or something like that, you can do it with that. I do it manually. Okay. You can go straight, but also do a circular motion. Okay. It's already starting to look a little bit better. Okay, let's clean it up. See, it is smoother. I don't feel those ridges anymore. So from 1000, let's move to the 2000. And you can skip this step altogether. If your heatsink looks nice, don't worry about it. Mine, I just didn't like the way it looked. It's a manufacturing process. Probably this one, I don't know. I just didn't like the look of it. Because the smoother it is, I mean, ideally, if the two surfaces would be perfectly flush with absolutely no air gap in between, you won't even need, there would be no need to actually use any kind of thermal paste or thermal pads for that matter of fact. But so we're trying to smooth it out. If you're using an electrical tool, it goes faster. I've seen people which they actually are using a brush, some compound to finish off to really make it mirror-like. It's a little bit overkill. I'm not gonna do that. And we're gonna take the 3000. Okay. More water. And okay, that should be absolutely fine. Make sure you completely dry it. Okay, I'm gonna use a bit of okay, make sure that there is nothing here. So okay, I'm gonna show you how it looks now. Remember how it was before? Well, now it is much smoother. You can actually see the reflection on the other side. It can be made even more, you know, if you wanna do it for show, it can be made to look like exactly like a mirror, to have the mirror finish, but that's not my main concern right now. Now the fans, the way you clean it, I mean, I have a compressor underneath. I'm just going to blow it off. If you're using a pressurized air, I would highly recommend you. Okay, what's happened with the camera? Let's see here. To hold onto the fan itself when you blow the air. You want to blow the air through here and here, because if you spin the fan too fast, you might break the fins. I'm gonna loosen the dirt, the dust with a brush. I'm gonna do it off camera. Okay. And I'm going to blow it off with my trusty little hand compressor. Let me plug it in. Excuse the noise, it's gonna make a little bit of noise. Now if the fans are really dirty, okay, this is how they look. And now if, as I said, if the fans are really dirty, or if there is, especially if you guys are smokers of cigarettes or any other stuff, especially of the other stuff, that will release some sort of I don't know, chemical in the air and makes everything very sticky. So dust and lint and everything can adhere much easier to the blades. In that case, you'll have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4 screws on each of the fans, okay, and then the fan itself will pop up, okay, so you can remove that and you go much deeper inside. This one, it was pretty clean, so really no need to do that. Let me take the computer and put everything back. Okay, while we're here, this is your RAM. If you want to do a RAM upgrade, this one came with all of them. They come with a CR4, so there's DDR4 3200. These are your SSDs right here, NVMe type. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit here, and clean it up here a little bit, and let's do it with a cloth as well. Okay, now make sure you're using a good quality thermal paste. Okay, and you don't have to put a lot. I see a lot of people putting quite a little bit. This is what you need on the CPU, and on the GPU I do it like a 5-dot pattern, 1 dot on each of the corners and 1 in the middle. Trust me, this is more than enough. Why? Because when you put these guys, they're gonna put pressure on it and it's gonna spread evenly, so you won't go on top of those caps over there. So yeah, okay. So okay, don't over tie the screws. Okay, so they have basically, you know, you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 if you wanna follow the manufacturer recommended order. So the first 4 would be the fan screws. Okay, and then I have number 5, number 6, and so far and so forth. Do not forget to connect your fans. Okay, so we have one here. Push it down. Okay, and the other one here. Push it down. And pretty much that's that. That's all you have to do. We're gonna put back the case. If the case on the back it has a lot of dust, please clean it up. Clean these fins. Make sure the air can go freely inside of the computer. Okay. Connect. Now it's a good time before you put this on to reconnect your battery. Okay. And put up the fan, the back case. Now the back case, we're going to actually, when we put it, we're gonna, I believe we have to start from the front. That's how it looks like. You have to align it. Let's see. Okay. let's see, then go to the back, or yep. Okay. Let's figure out how this fella goes. So we have those, which we'll have to actually, hold on. We have to put it at an angle. Oh man, I just noticed the lighting here is pretty bad in this shop. I mean for the video, not for working. Okay, so you have to do it somewhat at an angle, like this. Make sure that those clips are engaging. Okay, so this side is done. Okay. Perfect. Kinda. Yep. Yep. So you see, perfect in the front. There is no gap there or there. Now we can close the screen, and we're gonna bring it in the back and just going to give it a good squeeze. Put back the screws and fire up the computer and see how it sounds. Now, if you wanna know what difference this makes, theoretically, I mean, it all depends on how dirty your fans are and in what condition the thermal paste is. But theoretically, it should reduce your temperature on an average use computer, which is not very dirty, probably by about 4 or 5 degrees Celsius, which you might think is not a lot, but trust me, when it comes to FPS and everything, every single centigrade matters. You can do tests before and after, so you can stress test your computer. There are a bunch of software out there which is free, which will allow you to stress test and monitor the temperatures of your computer. One of them, this is not an endorsement, one of them is called actually OCCT. You can download it for free. Stress test your computer for about maybe 10 minutes. You'll see the CPU and the GPU temperatures, and then you can run it again after you did the thermal paste and thermal pads and compare the results. Okay, so there's that. Now I just have to clean the outside and we are good to go. So this was our video for today. I hope it helped some of you guys who have the same type of MSI laptop. Until next time, take care and see you soon. Take care.